Why, hello, and welcome to the PHP Booker. That's Perez. What is doing?
Today, we are talking about, it feels like a repeat of last week. We've
It
got
does?
some Harry and Meghan. We got some more Adele. We've got Cardi B, though. We're also talking Janet Jackson. We did not discuss either of those two ladies last week, but also getting into Joe Rogan and so much more. So, I like stories that are ongoing and we follow and they're developing. So there's that. How are you?
I'm good. We just brought two new puppies home last night, and I guess they were from a really bad spot between like Bakersfield and Fresno, and they just lived outside, and they're only like 6 weeks old, and they're so timid, and they're the most timid puppies we've ever had. So they're very, very sweet, but they're kind of afraid of everything. But I think it's the first time they've ever slept inside last night. They slept for like 10 hours straight.
They're puppies?
They're puppies. I think they were just knocked out. They must have just had a journey to get here, but they just seem so happy. They love their crate. It's like their home. They love being in there, and it's warm, and we take them out, then they come back inside. They're like, we want to go back to the crate. Like, okay, cool. So makes it easier on us when they want to be in the crate, but that'll last for like 2 days, and then they'll be explorers. And I've seen this movie, but they're so sweet.
Were you always such an animal person, or did your girlfriend bring this out of you?
No, I've always had cats. In other relationships, I think I've like had dogs with, if I was dating someone or something, but I've never had a dog that was mine. And then that sort of made me want to help out the other dogs. But I've always had multiple cats. I've been a cat person, but yeah, it's fun around here. It's always something, we don't have kids, so we may as well do something nice. But
I'm
nice.
I'm so not a cat person.
No,
My mom told me, may God protect my dog, because my mom has said repeatedly, after Teddy dies, we're not getting another dog, just because they're expensive. Also, dogs are not cheap.
No.
Dogs are like mini babies. They require food and taking to the vet. And if God forbid something goes wrong, money that way.
It's the vet. Yeah. Feeding them. I don't care about that. And the shots, whatever. But we have pet insurance, and it's been fantastic. Yeah. I mean, it's still expensive. Yeah. Like, if you have an older pet insurance could be like $200 a month, but all it takes is one trip with something, a cancer or whatever, and it pays for itself. But it's a lot.
Anyway,
let's
get right to it. But before we do, I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
The good news is we don't have a lot of ads today.
Okay.
The bad news is we don't have a lot of ads today. So please support our sponsors, okay? Always just check out their websites or buy their stuff. We did the podcast for a long time, not making any money. We want to make money. All right, people.
Listen, the best thing you could do, it doesn't even matter if you buy anything. Just go and check out the sites that we ask you to check out. That's it. They'll know where you came from. That's all we really want you to do. Like I said, if you want to buy a mattress, go to the website. Just check it out. See how much it would cost. That's all you need to do. That would help us a ton. Thank you.
All right, let's do it. So I got to tell you, man, I'm, an expert. I'm good. I know what I'm talking about.
You don't say so yourself.
Last week when we were discussing Adele, I literally said, before the plethora of stories came out, I literally said, pay attention to what Adele said. The first thing she said was the show just wasn't ready. She did not use COVID as the excuse for why everything wasn't going forward.
I think it's part of the problem.
It's part of the problem, but it's not the number one main reason.
No.
And as we found out over the last week, story after story, not even what was wild to me is many stories had people speaking out on the record, not even anonymous sources. Like there was this one story in a local publication in Las Vegas where a member of the local musicians union, not even a member, a high-ranking member, I think he was like the secretary or treasurer or something like that, was complaining about Adele hiring non-union musicians for her show. So it seems like this entire Adele residency has just been a nightmare from the very beginning. And, you know, somebody like Billy Bush over at Extra, reputable person, and Extra is a reputable show. They reported that people told them that they did their reporting, that they did their research. They found out the show was rehearsing in Fresno. You mentioned Fresno earlier. And Adele only went to Las Vegas to look at everything 3 days before the show was supposed to start. What? Katy Perry was freaking camped out in Vegas.
I'd mentioned that. She was there for months. She practiced for a couple of months. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. The more that comes out, the more I'm thinking, whoa, this is a lot of this is really on her.
That's what I said at the very beginning.
Yeah, true.
So that's why I will go, and I don't know if I said this last week, but if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. I think I said it. I don't know. I've literally been talking, my power gaze and I.
You don't know what's on mic. You don't know what's off mic. You're not sure what you said where.
Well, because, you know, the gays have just been obsessed with this story. I don't know about straight women or straight guys, but for the gays, it's like, I predict that these Adele dates at the Coliseum will not be rescheduled at all. Especially because, like, when now, if they are going to be rescheduled, it probably won't be until next year because the Coliseum already has artists lined up.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Like, it's not just an empty room sitting there. They probably have a residency behind it, right?
Many. I mean, it is an empty room sitting there
now
for some dates. Yeah. So that's just all crazy. According to multiple reports, Adele was just so unhappy with everything. She demanded an entire new sound system, even though it already had a great sound system there. She demanded an entire new LED screen, even though they already had a huge, really good LED screen.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, there. You know, it was going to be like a really over the top spectacle. I mentioned last week that she got into a fight with her set designer, Ez, whom she had worked with before, but you know, we're learning even more. Apparently there was going to be a pool stunt. There was going to be a pool and she was going to be like walking over water, and it just, the stunt did not look good in the eyes of Adele. And apparently she was emotional. Like, I don't want to say anything that could be perceived as, you know, misogynistic or whatever, but reports claim she was heard on the phone a lot, screaming and crying. I mean, there we go. I'm just stating the facts. That may not be
fine. Yeah, I don't think it's perceived as anything.
All right.
I would. First of all, she put a video out of her crying like a maniac. Okay, so I got to think that there was tears before, tears after. When she was phoning the fans, I saw some of that video as well. And she's like, you know, carrying on with the fans on the FaceTimes as well. So I think there were probably a lot of tears shed, but you know.
Why, going back to the non-union thing for a minute, why would she hire non-union musicians?
I think you just said the word she. I think management.
Them, why?
Yeah. I got to think that an artist doesn't have a lot to do with a lot of that stuff, you know. And who says that they're better? You know, if you have musicians that you use, you just want to use the musicians that you use, the people that you've performed with before. Like I said last week, I don't know what the rules are for that room or what you need to have or the percentage you need to bring. I'm sure it all breaks down some way, but it doesn't sound like it's it just doesn't sound like there was a lot of thought put into that part of it.
Actually, there's some non-gay people that are interested in this as well. Like some of my like agent manager friends have been really interested in the whole Adele debacle as well. And this one agent or manager, I don't want to say whom, that I know, he's like, somebody's going to get fired. Somebody's going to take the fall for this because artists don't like to take accountability. They don't want to accept
they're not
it.
going to do that. You're right.
Yeah, they don't want to accept it. And they're like, and I'm like, well, actually, according to a report that I read, Adele is contemplating firing her manager and that there's been a lot of tension between her and her manager. And I don't know if this is true, but it's reported that she may have her boyfriend, this agent, Rich Paul, be her manager. It's giving me Kelly Clarkson vibes, and we saw how that worked out.
Yeah, the expression is don't shit where you eat.
But you know, Adele is in her mid-30s. She's an adult. It's giving me Mary J. Blige vibes, and we saw how that worked out. It's giving me Wendy Williams vibes, and we saw how that worked out. You know, like
wow. It's given me vibes of every stunted person that was famous at a very young age, that things happen where they just end up that age, Peter Pan syndrome forever. That's what actually, it stinks up to me.
You know what? I saw this really fascinating interview with Cameron Diaz, where she basically talked about that exact thing. When you become famous at such a young age, like, you know, Cameron Diaz was a working, successful model since she was in like not even 18, before 18.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Stunning.
So, yeah. And Adele, her first album was called 19, and that did very well. Like, she was famous already when that came out.
Sure.
And Cameron Diaz explained that when you become that famous so young, in a lot of ways, your team and this like business and support system is put in place to help you and to make things easier, but almost make things too easy.
Too easy. Well, you have no perspective on life. That's why I'm always crowing about shut up, celebrities, and your stupid thoughts on what people should vote for, this and that. And you're like, you've been famous since you were 12. Fuck right off. You are nowhere near a normal person. You have no idea how to pay your gas bill. You don't even have an idea how to pay your gas bill, okay? I know people do this stuff for you.
No.
People lose perspective. Yes, come on. Be honest.
Well, I don't put the gas in my car. I have my mom do that, but that's why I pay her.
I'm talking about the bill.
Oh, the gas. Yes.
Yes. Do you know if you're enrolled in auto pay or does your mom write a check? You would imagine so. See, he doesn't know. That's my point. Famous at a young age, stunted, refuses to grow up, won't listen. There you are. It's like you're talking about yourself. Look, he looked aghast. What? But it's true. I agree with Cameron Diaz, and it's an argument that I wouldn't say argument. It's just a point of view that I've offered over and over for years. I believe that. And me talking about Adele carrying on, that was my whole point of it. Like, this isn't life or death. I get it that you let your fans down and you let some people down that travel.
I'm going to, I do, like, I want to stress this once more, and then we'll move on, because the Adele story I feel like has come to a natural conclusion. Like, it was ginormous and then it kind of like simmered down.
Right.
I do want to reiterate that she has been very vocal about having major stage fright and anxiety issues, which is why I'm going to be so bold as to make a second prediction. Not only do I think these Vegas dates will never be rescheduled, but I think Adele is going to pull a Barbra Streisand and not perform for decades.
Come on.
Yep. I'm calling it. She's going to say, if she even wants to give an interview, or she might release another album and just not perform, but she'll say, I just need to focus on my mental health, and I want to focus on being a great mom. And it might go back to also what I said last week, that she might be pregnant. even more excuse not to perform at all for a decade or so or
Hmm.
more. Who
I don't know.
knows?
I think it takes one performance and she realizes that she loved it. I mean, she made this whole spectacle about this new album and it's got to be, on television and Oprah needs to be involved. I think she likes this. I think she needs it. I think she wants it. So I'm going to disagree with you.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Finally, and then we're going to move on.
Mhm.
They announced that immediately after Adele, and actually extra dates were added. Keith Urban is going into the Coliseum at Las Vegas in Las Vegas at Caesars.
Yeehaw.
Like, I mean, he's got his own fan base, but
Oh yeah, country music fans love him. My mom loves Keith Urban,
but
loves him.
but
I,
I
I
wouldn't
I
say
still don't
there's
know one of his songs. There's
me
something about
neither. Me
no, there is
neither.
one. There's something about like blue, something like your blue. Crap. He has one really good song.
I don't
Hell of a
know.
guitarist. I mean, he really is a great musician. He's like not one of those phonies that doesn't know how to play. Like he is really great on his instrument, but that country music, it's hard to dissect sometimes, like why it's good, and it's a different formula for sure. But he has fans for sure. Not us though.
I know. Like, I wonder if there's any crossover. Like, would anybody that was planning to go see Adele want to go see Keith Urban?
Probably not. No. I mean,
Uh,
maybe some older people.
no.
I choose to look in the mirror and say I like you. Choose I choose.
All right. Well, earlier last week, a few days ago, I shared a video where we were trying Taiwanese treats. And I filmed that video last year before Hai Chu started sponsoring our podcast. And Hai Chu was in that video. And it was
No kidding.
Yeah, it was tasty. And Hai Chu is still tasty. And my kids love it. And I
I
cannot.
love it. I ate
Yeah.
all of mine. I gave some of it away that I was pissed that I did. It's so good. I do have one like package of, I want to say it's banana. That's right. Like they do banana. That's a really good flavor too. Mm.
Did you guys know also that Hai Chu is gluten free? If you're on a gluten free diet, this is for you. It's made with real fruit juices, so it tastes not synthetic like a lot of other competitors, but we won't even mention their names. There's this one that I'm holding right now. This one is wonderful. It's tropical smoothie, strawberry lemonade, piña colada. We love it. Check out that video of mine, by the way, the Taiwanese treats on my family YouTube channel. But more importantly, we want you to love Hai Chu as much as we do. Visit hi-chew.com/win. That's hi-chew.com/WIN and enter to win an exclusive bucket full of Hai Chu candy and swag. While you're there, check out how you can become a member of the Hai Chu Crew, which is an exclusive club where you receive special offers and all the cool things. Go to hi-chew.com/win. All right.
Blue ain't your
Heard
color.
of it before though.
Yeah, great song. Great song. I love that song. I've always loved that song.
I've actually heard I've heard some Kenny Chesney songs before.
Mhm.
I like those. I've never heard Keith Urban.
He's really, like I said, he's really talented. He just hasn't had a lot of crossover hits, if any. There
No.
hasn't been the one, that's for sure.
Well, speaking of music, icon, I would say he's an icon, or some might even consider him more a trailblazer. Neil Young has publicly put Spotify on blast for something that we were talking about last week, which is a lot of people were upset at Spotify for the repeated COVID misinformation that Joe Rogan has been putting out there. So Neil Young, I don't know if he actually expected them to do anything, but he put Spotify on blast because of the Joe Rogan situation, and Spotify did nothing. So Neil Young told Spotify to remove his music from streaming. which apparently, according to what I read, that is accounting for 60% of his income.
Sure. He's
Which is-
600 years old. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, he's as rich as you could possibly be. And look at him. It's not like he's living a glamorous life. You're not going to see him rolling down Rodeo. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's awesome. And I really think it's awesome how many people have followed his lead. And it's something that I believe in. If you don't like something, turn it off or don't give them your dollars. Just say, you know what? I can do something. I'm not gonna pay Spotify. I came for the music. I didn't come for misinformation. There's other streaming services.
There's a fascinating thought. Historically, for the last decade or so, artists have been complaining loudly over and over and over again about how little Spotify pays them.
Sure.
And now they are doing these huge deals with Joe Rogan or that Call Her Daddy girl or the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
If I was an artist and I saw you're paying them that much money and you're paying me so little money.
Yeah.
I wonder if, well, first of all, no other artist has given Spotify a similar ultimatum. And I actually
think about Adele a little while ago. She wanted her new release.
No, I get that, but no other artist specifically with regards to Joe Rogan and COVID
yes.
has followed suit. And I thought that there may have been some others that would.
I'm not sure if that's true that nobody has, but I've been reading a lot about people that have been following suit.
Everyday people, normal people.
Right.
Yes.
I don't know if there are any other artists that are willing to do that, but you know, music is your bread and butter. And freedom of speech is also your bread and butter as a musician. It's kind of a little bit of a quandary, you know. I mean, you're just fighting against misinformation, which you could argue that it's entertainment. And you can't help it that stupid people believe stupid things. I'm a big, proponent of free speech. I've said on the show, I don't care what Joe Rogan says. He's a dope. I know he's a dope. So, if he wants to have a show and if you could figure out how to make $1 doing this crap, which we barely have, God bless you. I mean, I think it's awesome. But a lot of the talking points that I've read other people say are things that we've said on this damn show, which that's what pisses me off. I'm like, well, we've been talking about this, but
if you want to support me, you can buy some mytrue10.com.
Oh, dear God. Every post you put now, like you did a nice post yesterday or maybe the day prior about Wendy Williams, and you spotlighted all of the people that are going to be guest hosting. And I was like, this is a really nice opportunity for Perez to say, man, I'd love to get on this list. But no, Perez is like, all these guest hosts could get my fucking weed candy, whatever the fuck it's called.
There's no THC in mytrue10.com.
It comes from fucking weed. So he's like out there posting this, and I'm like, he just doesn't ever learn.
They already told me no, so I don't care. Like, I don't mind if I burn that bridge.
Just stay on them. Just be positive. Keep being a cheerleader. Maybe they'll change their mind. You would be perfect for that. I'm not even putting myself on there. I'm just saying you would be perfect for that.
They already said no. It's all good. I also was a little bit like, they announced the cast for Celebrity Big Brother, and
who is it? You'd usually send me stuff like that. Well, who is it? Is anybody good? Oh no, I did see this. It's like Shayna Moakler and the other Lamar Odom. I did see those two, but that's all I saw.
It's like they keep. I mean, I understand those two because they want to get all the Kardashian fans watching and they want to get people talking. Those two I understand, but the rest of it, it's like they're casting it same concept, same model, same way as Dancing with the Stars. We need more athletes. We need this kind of person. We need that kind of person. And instead of casting like just big, great personalities, like I'm watching, I'm like, who's going to bring the drama? Like, who's going to bring the excitement? Like, for a show that's like, well, it's only 3 weeks. It's not that bad. So you need people that are going to get people
You
talking.
need lightning rods, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and
I
they
don't know who the other people are. I want to know who the other people are now.
like when they cast Omarosa, I'm like, that's great casting.
That's great
you
casting
know?
always.
Or,
Yeah. If she brings it.
Yeah. So whatevs. Anyways, a bunch of other not lame people. I'm not dissing the people. I just don't think that they work in this show. That's
Gotcha.
all I'm saying. I
That's
would have been
fine.
great.
I agree. I think you would have been
They
awesome.
don't want me either. It's all good.
One of these days, your name will come up.
I don't care.
Just quit running around online in a fucking dress and high heels on your roof, whatever the fuck you're doing over at your house. And, you know,
I'm preparing for the future. I'm
Whatever that
preparing
is.
for life. I'm just, you know, like you got to just keep moving. You know, you can't
yeah.
be weighed down by what's meant to be will be. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Whatever that song is.
I'm starting. I've got a partner being added to my radio show, so it's going to be a lot more content that starts. I guess we
Are you
release
doing
this
the
on Monday.
morning show?
I'm not going to say what I'm doing. I'm just saying whatever I'm doing, it's a little different than
Why
what I'm
can't you
doing
say
now.
you're doing this? Comes out on
Well,
Monday.
No, it comes out Tuesday. There's and believe it or not, there's actually legal reasons I can't talk about it, but I could just say something's happening. So,
all right.
which is good. Sounds like a lot of work to me, but we'll see. But I'm excited about it.
You have a partner. That's interesting.
We just took Perez out of the mix of who it possibly could be.
No, I'm not mad. It's not me.
I know you're not, but
well, I would have done it. They didn't consider me.
Well, it would be you've been considered. Trust me, you've definitely been considered. I think people are aware of who I do a show with, and I even know that people like it. I think it's just not what they're looking for. They're looking for this particular gig. Yeah, you wouldn't make sense for this gig. You just wouldn't. It'd be like casting me on a fashion show. I would make no sense.
I make totally sense in the music space.
Yeah, I agree. But that would be a specific music play. You know, like Keith Urban, I mentioned him. You've never heard of like his most popular song. You know what I mean? Like if it was pop, I don't think there's anybody that would be better than you. I think you'd be great at it. But I don't work at a pop station. I work at an alternative rock station.
I had alternative acts throughout the 10 years I did my South by Southwest party.
Yeah.
And rock acts. Like I had Liz Phair perform, Courtney Love. I had Taylor Momsen. She had that great rock and roll band. She's still in it. She still Reckless.
Does. Yeah. They still do very well. I played them in San Diego on my station down there. Death by Rock and Roll is her big song this year.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love her. They're great. All right, whatever. Let's keep it moving. So you mentioned your new show. We're recording the podcast earlier because you're busy on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little stressed because I always, every once in a while we have to record the podcast early. And I always get stressed when we record it early.
You do?
Yeah, well,
Hold on. Cal, can you help me out with the dog? Okay, go ahead. You get stressed.
I get stressed just because, like, what if something big breaks between today, Friday, and then Monday when this comes out?
Yeah.
And it makes it difficult right now, like when we're talking about the Janet Jackson documentary, which a lot of people are talking about because it hasn't aired yet. And actually, I do plan on watching it. Look, I'm going to watch some television.
I don't believe you. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll
believe it when I hear you talk about something that happened in hour 1 at 32 minutes.
We're having a little gay viewing party. So
cool. Not
this weekend, but we're going to watch it next weekend. But I am watching it. It's already planned and everything. I'm very excited about it. Especially, what do old gays love? Janet Jackson, Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I shared this one photo of Madonna and her ass again. Like God bless her. Anyways.
You were in some story about her, about she's out of touch or something.
I was?
Yeah, you had said that you had claimed.
Oh no, it was a podcast. I've been doing a lot of podcasts.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, and I said she should do a Vegas residency, but she won't.
She should. How amazing.
No, actually, I said she doesn't even need to do a Vegas residency. She just needs to do a greatest hits residency somewhere. If she did it in New York City, like Billy Joel did in Madison Square Garden.
Take the Garden for a month, right?
Madonna could do that.
She'd sell out every night.
but she doesn't want to do that. Anyways, so
I love all these artists that refuse to give the fans what they really want. You know, it's like Led Zeppelin won't get back together. Robert Plant's like, I want nothing to do with this crap. But it's just like you've got all these people that are ready to die. They're in their freaking 60s and 70s, and all they want is that last taste of Jimmy Page playing guitar with Robert Plant. The guy's like, fuck that, I'm not doing it. It's these artists are great, the ones that just refuse to play what their audience wants. And God bless them for being artists, I guess, and, you know, constantly moving forward and trying to want to do something different. But at some point, you got to give people what they want. Then again, maybe you don't.
yeah, I talked about that. I said, you know, for the last many tours, Madonna does like 70% new music, 30% hits. Whereas most legacy artists,
Yeah.
they do 75% hits, 25% new music.
Right.
I'm like, at least give us 50-50, okay?
Right. I was thinking about Oasis yesterday. I was playing them on the radio, and we're almost to the point where I don't even care if the brothers get back together anymore. Like, I love the music. I love those, you know, Champagne Supernova. I love those two albums. They're Live Forever, and God, great music, great songs. And they just have every opportunity. Their family, even their brothers, they have every opportunity to do something. And where I really thought that they would pull the trigger was Ariana Grande's concert when she performed in England in the town, and they're from that town. So I was like,
Manchester.
yeah, man, I was like, they are going to show up for sure together. And of course, one of the brothers didn't, Dick. And it's, yeah, I'm like, after that point, I kind of just put my hands up and go, I don't care anymore. Because if you would have done it that moment, I would have been like swooning. But now I'm just pissed that that's a bombing in your fucking hometown, and you can't pull it together for one show to go out there and sing 8 songs together to have the whole world unite under something that was horrific that happened. It irked me. So now I'm at the point I don't care. Don't even get back together anymore. I don't care.
All right. So back to Janet Jackson for a second. I don't know if this is true. So, you know, that's why I had to make sure that I said we're recording this on Friday, but according to reports, and this is, I think I might have predicted, I don't know if I predicted this, but I speculated that he should have done his own documentary, but according to reports, in this big Janet Jackson documentary, Justin Timberlake is in it.
Really?
When they talk about the whole Super Bowl drama, he is now part of Janet's documentary. And I say smart on both of their ends. Smart that she even, and good that she even let him be a part of it. And smart because she knows it'll get people talking even more and get more ratings and all of that. And that I'm sure it was leaked on purpose to drum up anticipation and excitement for the documentary. And smart of him to, you know, tackle it head on. And I'm sure he's going to be contrite and apologetic and, you know, take full accountability and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And handled. So
Over. Right. Once it's out there, and then you move on.
yeah. Also, ahead of the documentary's release, or out by now, which people already saw, Janet really went in on her brother, Michael, in multiple ways, like sharing a lot of private family information about him. She claims that he would bully her, or maybe not bully is the word, but he would comment about her weight, and that really affected her and made her feel bad, and talking about his, you know, addiction issues and how she and the family tried to stage an intervention and he was not hearing it, and all of this stuff. And it's been fascinating leading up to the release of the documentary to see all of these Michael Jackson fans attacking his sister for sharing the truth.
Yeah.
It's like that quote from Jack Nicholson in that A Few Good Men movies, like, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. It's like she clearly loved her brother and can be honest about things. What's so bad about that?
Fans are funny. I mean, they really sometimes believe that whatever the narrative that the artist is spreading is true, even when it's not. And even when you have someone that was there, had a front row seat telling you what happened, they still don't believe it. And, you know,
All right. So there was some resolution a few days ago in this years long legal battle between Cardi B and this YouTube vlogger who talks about celebrities named Tasha K. And I don't like that Tasha K woman. I have never liked her.
why?
Because I could tell she was making shit up, and she was.
Oh,
She made shit up all the time. It's like, listen, I've gotten things wrong in the past, but I never will purposely make shit up for clicks and views, you know? I didn't need to do that. My loud ass mouth and crazy thoughts could do that just by just on
exactly.
itself, you know?
Your beliefs take care of that.
Yeah, but
your theories and such. But no, it's a good point. You say that you're like, look, there's no merit to this. This isn't even online fodder. This isn't what
Yeah,
people. This is a person that clearly made this crap up.
I knew it. I knew all along she was full of it.
Mhm.
And I just think that's reprehensible personally.
Mhm.
Like, so Cardi B was a victim of this woman and targeted time after time, making up all of these stories about her, that she has STDs and does drugs and this, that, and the other. Anyways, Cardi sued her and won in a major way. And I'm still in shock. This woman obviously is going to have to file for bankruptcy because she has to pay Cardi B now over $4 million.
Whoa. Was
This
this
woman,
girl that popular?
not to have $4 million.
Okay, I guess that was really my question.
I guarantee there is zero chance she will be able to repay this. And bankruptcy is the only option I see for this woman. And I just think that sucks. But I also would imagine, I don't know. I wish I knew. Like, first of all, a reminder, I've been sued up the wazoo countless times.
Yeah.
And it's rare for a case to actually make it to court. Most lawsuits are settled out of court.
It's just cheaper, right?
Yeah.
If you do the math, it's just like, just cut them a check.
Yeah. I settled all of mine out of court and I was sued a ton of times. So I wonder though, if Cardi B just never gave her that option, or if this woman, Tasha K, never wanted that option. But either way, even though I can't stand, don't condone this Tasha K person, I do feel bad for her in some way.
I don't. If you knowingly really put it out there with an audience, I get that. That's the problem with gossip, especially when it's hurtful and when you put things out there that like,
it was hurtful. Cardi B said that she even was contemplating suicide as a result of all of this.
Yeah.
I just wish
it's that hurtful.
I get that. But I just wish the two of them could have resolved it out of court. It's unfortunate now that.
Well, I see, this is where I say, I gotta believe that at some point, if it happened once, if it happened twice, she said, "Hey, that's not true." I got this feeling that somebody reached out and said, "Hey, you better cool it, because you're gonna face legal consequences if you don't." I just find it very hard to believe that she did time after time after time after time. And then at the end of that string, Cardi pulled the trigger. Like, I don't believe that. I believe that there's always someone that was trying to talk some sense into this crazy person that was putting this stuff online. I got to think there was.
I get it. Maybe I'm just coming at this from a place that I've been sued so many times.
Yeah.
That I just don't want to, I don't like seeing anybody financially ruined, you know? Even people that I hate, that I don't want to see them financially ruined personally. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, and we'll be brief on this one because who cares? I mean, it was a moment, but it was trending for like 2 days. Taylor Swift put on blast by 90s rocker Damon Albarn from Blur and Gorillaz, dissing Taylor Swift for not writing her own songs. I'm like, he's just misinformed and clearly not a fan, because Taylor Swift has released many albums over her career, and Billboard actually released the number of how many albums has she released? Like 8 or 6 or 7 or some shit like that. It's a lot. She's written 50 songs completely by herself with no co-writers. And this dude was dissing her because she co-writes her songs, and that's not real songwriting. But then hyping up Billie Eilish, who co-writes all her songs. So what's the difference when Taylor Swift does it versus Billie Eilish?
It's called jealousy. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
But let me ask a question, and I think I know the answer to this, but because other artists have been accused of this before too, when you purchase a song from someone else, you literally get to say you wrote that song. You could say anything you want. That is correct, right?
No, that's not correct.
I thought that was like if somebody wrote a song and you purchased the song.
No.
Okay.
If you negotiate that, yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can negotiate that.
Yes.
And I know artists have certain done that. I mean, I'm just saying, I know for a fact that I'm not going to name names, but I know for a fact because I know the people that wrote the songs initially.
Yes. But not all artists do that, but
you're not allowed to speak about it either. That's the best part. Like when you sell a song that becomes a big hit, you got to walk around like lips, tied for the rest of your life. When that artist is running around going, I wrote this song. It's like, no, you didn't, it was written about you by somebody else.
Yeah. All right. Keep it moving. I don't even want to linger too much on this dude because, well, I totally believe it. But Chris Brown is facing awful allegations yet again, being sued by a woman, this time for rape. And it's just disappointing to see all the people on social media that are Chris Brown fans saying, leave Chris Brown alone. Like there's so many of those comments that I've seen, especially like with the, within the Black community, like in the Black vlogger sphere, seeing those comments. Like,
oh, it's back to Michael Jackson. Like I said, fandom.
No,
you can't explain fandom and people's.
Have you not seen
outlook.
the pattern of behavior from Chris Brown? Do you not think this is at least plausible?
I think everything, me, I think everything's plausible.
Yeah.
But, you had a conversation a minute ago about, having compassion for someone you didn't want to see them get sued. And is it the same?
This is rape, alleged rape.
No, this alleged, right.
All right. So that's totally different also, in my opinion. All right. Going back to Spotify for a second, Spotify gave Prince Harry and Meghan Markle a deal to create one or more podcasts, a partnership worth $25 million, this deal.
Could you imagine suffering through that?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It was announced that they would be releasing content in 2021.
You can't tell me that you and me are not more interesting than those two nitwits. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that they couldn't find $1 million for us and they give those ding dongs $25 million.
Oh my God.
What?
I have not been recording anything.
Well, it's okay because you're recording on your Zoom.
Oh, thank God.
I'll just take it from there.
Oh my God. I just realized my mic was not on, but at least my Zoom mic is on.
Yeah. Well, that was our nice backup because you saved us.
Oh my God. I literally my heart sank.
You're like such a good show too.
Oh, calm down. Oh my, I literally looked. I'm like, how did this happen? Oh, calm down. Okay. All right. Whew, thank God.
I mean, it makes it a very hard edit now, but it's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. We got to back up.
Oh, okay. All
We didn't
right.
used to have a backup, so we would have been screwed in the old days. Now at least we have
Oh,
a backup.
oh my God. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But and they're not even going to be in necessarily the podcast. Like they might just be producing shows with just their name on it,
I love companies that have so much money they just give it away.
but they don't have enough money to pay the musicians more.
Musicians make plenty of money. There's a lot of streaming money coming in for the legacy acts. It's the acts that have hits. They're getting paid. Don't let someone tell you that artists aren't getting paid. Artists that are young and upcoming that don't have a bulk of plays and spins, yeah, they may not be making a lot and they want to be making more, and that's fine. And they should want to make more. But these legacy acts, these record labels they are really bulking back up again because of the legacy acts, and they have to spend that money to be taxed. It's a whole system, like what's going on right now. But trust me, a lot of money's coming in, but it's the legacy acts.
I've been streaming Sarah McLachlan so much. Like I've been in 2022 Sarah McLachlan hole, like just listening nonstop for a month now.
Yeah.
A month, the entire month of January, listening to Sarah McLachlan.
Clearly I have been too, because I keep adopting dogs.
I love that. Anyways, a lot of people are calling Prince Harry and Meghan Markle grifters. And not only did they do the Spotify deal, but they also announced a Netflix partnership, and they haven't released any content there. And that also was announced a very long time ago. God bless them. Like, if you're famous enough, you can get a deal just on your name. You don't even have to have a good idea.
Yeah.
You don't have to have any show in mind. And just because you're that famous, you can get money.
And they're going to do like one of these mental health shows. You're like,
oh yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what they're going to do.
I would rather listen to Cats Fuck than listen to freaking one of those shows. Yeah, shut up.
I want to listen to Cats Fuck too. Oh my God. Speaking of cats fucking, this new Playboy documentary that has gotten everybody talking claims that Hugh Hefner was into bestiality.
Bestiality, really?
Bestiality, same shit. You can pronounce it different ways. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but
I do. He's dead, and if you wanted to bring it up when he was alive, and you know,
some people did bring it up when he was alive.
I never heard this one before.
Oh, it's been written about in a book. Linda Lovelace, the porn star.
Lovelace, yeah.
You're just being an asshole now.
No, I'm correcting you. Her name was Linda Lovelace.
Lovelace. Yeah, but Lace.
I'm not being a dick. I'm just trying to get the name right.
Lovelace. I knew it was written that way.
I wasn't being a dick. I'm just trying to get the person's name right.
Okay, fine. Anyways, she wrote about it in a book that Hugh did force her to perform, I think, oral sex on a dog. There's that.
Wow.
Yeah. There's also accusations that, he had all these hidden cameras
I buy that. I mean,
in the Playboy mansion. So he had all sorts of,
I bet he has celebrities doing things in the grotto and shit. I bet that there's an archive somewhere. It's probably been sold to, millionaires overseas.
Well, no way could that ever be made public though.
No.
Yeah. Also, speaking of wacky news, saved it to the end because I'm also now really tired of this story. But the sister of Lynn Spears' baby daddy gave an interview where she was talking about Jamie Lynn, called her a pathological liar, claimed that she was physically abusive towards her brother, that she's greedy, that all she cares about is money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you really care what she has to say, you can read that interview, but I'm like, I believe it.
I don't. Pipe down.
On to some happier news. According to reports, Brad Pitt has a new girlfriend.
Saw that.
He's dating musician Leaky Lee, whom I'm a fan of. Like, I actually saw Leaky. To me, a fan of somebody. Well, not always, but like a big, not even a big fan, but like I'm a fan who went to see Leaky Lee in concert.
Mhm.
I remember I went to her show at the Wiltern and everything, and she's great. And I'm like, she really fell off. Like, I don't know if she's released an album in like,
Well, she's back now.
yeah, she's dating Brad Pitt, according to reports. So good on them.
Hmm.
On to the Kardashians. Things between Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are so serious that he is looking to buy or rent a place here in Los Angeles to spend even more time with her.
I got a third bedroom right here. He can stay here, and it's $10,000 a month. Just saying.
Also, Kim Kardashian was put on blast for photoshopping herself and blah,
Saw that.
blah.
She took it down, right?
She did take it down, but I'm like, hello, I expect the Kardashians to Photoshop
Right.
themselves.
And my thought was, just because you've kind of taught me in this stuff, she probably did it on purpose so people would bring them up and talk about it and blah, blah, blah. That's their game.
Yeah, we'll see. But congratulations to Kim Kardashian. Her Skims company, according to new reports, is valued now. It's increased in valuation, doubled in a year. It's now worth $3.2 billion.
That's a bullshit number, but okay.
Amazing. Get well soon, Wendy Williams. Yeah, you mentioned that they've announced even more guest hosts through the entire month of February and the first week in March. So I don't think she's coming back anytime soon. I wouldn't even be sure if she's coming back in March. And actually, a TV insider friend of mine said, this is really bad timing. This is the last year of her contract.
Yeah, she's toast. It's over.
There's no way she's coming back for another
No.
season.
No, not happening.
And finally, just continuing to send positive vibes to Celine Dion as she battles her health issues. It has made me, it's been so nice to see all of those people doing Celine Dion videos across social media, and hopefully it puts a smile on her face as well.
All right, let's take some calls here.
Hello, my darlings. It's Aliyah from England calling for the second time. I hope you're
Love
well.
it.
I need to have a conversation about Adele. Right, so I go to, oh my God, maybe 100, 200 gigs a year. I have friends
Wow.
in the industry, and we need to talk about the fact that she would have known weeks ago that this show was not going to happen. Regardless of what has happened with COVID or whatever, she would have procedures in place, and her management would have known what was going on very early on. The only person that could have pulled the plug on this so soon is Adele herself. And shame on her is all I can say. I've had gigs cancelled. It's terrible, but it's been reimbursed. But the lengths that the fans have gone to get there, I think it's bloody disgusting. And shame on her. She can sod right off. I'm not spending a penny on her music anymore. She's just got no regard for her fans. Mental health problems or not, whatever. That's about it. Love you guys. Oh, and P.S. Prince Harry can suck my dick. He is not having security coming out of my taxes, thank you very much. I know he wants to pay his own. He can do what the hell he wants.
He wanted to
As long as
pay
you don't want
for
him back.
it.
Like I said last time, you can have him. Have him on me. Love you guys. Bye.
There is nothing like being dressed down by a Brit. There really isn't. Go
Oh.
sawed off all these great words. Love it.
I'm jealous, not jealous, but she goes to like 4 shows a week. If she's
Envious you are. Yes. That's crazy.
I love
She's
it.
in the mix. Sounds like she lives probably in London and, goes to a lot of shows.
And it's easy to see shows in London. If you live in the middle of
Totally.
London, you can walk everywhere.
Totally. All right.
Hey guys, it's Laura in Nashville. I'm calling about the Britney stuff because I do think people are still interested in that topic. I know you said you were tired of talking about it, but I don't know if you listened to those interviews with Jamie Lynn. That really gave me a different perspective on it. And I think that I don't think Britney's crazy. I think she's emotionally unstable, and rightfully so, right? She's been through a lot of things, and then add to that child star. And all Jamie Lynn is saying is that she's been on the Britney roller coaster forever, and she has tried to help her, and she has tried to be supportive, and she's taken the high road for a long time. And now she's done because it's starting to affect her family and her children and her safety. And she had receipts. I mean, she was showing what she was saying. And she wouldn't have done that if Britney wasn't going after her on social media, but I think she just had to draw a line somewhere, and also made a really solid point that just because she was born into that family and has that famous sister doesn't discount her experiences or her emotions or her feelings or her humanness, which is true, because that's not an easy position to be where she was, had the same terrible parents. And they're just, they both had a rough time, and it's not, she shouldn't have to hide that, I guess. And if you listen to those interviews,
cool.
I agree. And also I need to state, there are plenty of big celebrities that have siblings who
I dated one of them.
Yeah, who don't end up having successful careers. Jamie Lynn did, and she's still working. Jamie Lynn, I think, is on a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Sweet Magnolias or some shit like that. I don't know. Like, it's probably a kid show or some shit like that. I don't know what. You can't discredit A, her talent, and B, her own experiences. She also came from that dysfunctional family.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, here we go.
Guys, please stop arguing for 5 minutes on the podcast.
We're not arguing.
Turn that shit off because it's so annoying. No one wants to listen to that. If I wanted to listen to that, I would just get a horrible boyfriend and fight with him. And also, Perez, talking about someone's professional faux pas is unprofessional, and no one needs to air that on a podcast that thousands of people listen to. Bye-bye.
Okay. Did we fight today? We didn't fight today, did we?
I don't know, but
I
I'd
don't
like
think so.
that was succinct.
Yeah, good thought. Quick too. I like a quick call. I really like a quick call. I do.
Hey guys, my name is Claudia. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I'm calling because I really wanted to get your thoughts on the Salt Lake City housewife that just got fired from Bravo because of her all racist tirade that she posted on Facebook. I wanted to get your thoughts on it, considering both of you guys are big on, freedom of speech, and it's just the big controversy in the Bravo world.
No, listen, I'm freedom. No, I'm freedom of speech. Yes. And I also believe in there's consequences for your dumb fucking speech.
Here's my issue.
Something just happened. Hold on. Something just clicked off. Oh, there we go. Now I hear you.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe just an internet blip. Go ahead. Continue.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
This happened in 2020. Bravo was aware of it at the time. Why did Bravo do nothing in 2020? Do I think it was reasonable or acceptable or fine that she got fired? Yes, but why not fire her when it happened and when they were made aware of it? Why only fire her now when it goes viral? Like, if Bravo fucks up, and they did, I think that in that situation, they should bench her. Okay, she's not going to be on for one season and she'll learn her lesson. But I don't know, part of it is I don't know. I wish that they would have remedied it and done it in real time, because now this also, it just are they going to fire all these other housewives that have said problematic shit in the past?
I don't know. I don't watch. But if I knew someone was on social media, and I have no idea what she said. I don't know. I didn't hear. I don't know if it was taken out of context. I have no idea. But if I knew and I heard it with my own ears and I was like, I can't get down with that, I wouldn't fucking watch. You know what I mean? I just would be like, out, goodbye. Another call.
Hi, this is Amanda from Toronto, Canada. I'm a huge fan, longtime listener, and I tell all my friends to listen every week, and I'm that annoying person that sends them the episodes.
Thank you.
I just wanted to come on, and it's my first time calling, but I just wanted to thank Booker for his sports recaps every week, and I wish we could make that a full-time segment. I really like it, and I get to chat with my boyfriend about sports every week. So keep going on the sports booker, and I can't wait to hear about more football and other sports.
All right. Well, let me give you my picks for this weekend. I love the Chiefs. I don't think they could be stopped by the Bengals, but Joe Burrow's a very exciting player. He needs a better offensive line for certain. He's going to get clobbered, I think, but I do like the Chiefs. And the LA Rams are going to go back to the Super Bowl. I believe they're going to take down the 49ers this time. They don't have a great record against the 49ers, but I don't see Jimmy Garoppolo getting it done. So there you go. There's my sports take on this weekend on a Friday before it happens.
So hopefully you're right.
Yeah. By the time everyone listens to this, it will have happened. So we'll see how I did. Okay. Let me do one more that's not sports related, and we'll call it a day here. Let me see. Let's go with this one. God, we had so many calls this week.
Hi,
That's
Booker.
good.
Hi,
Thank
Perez.
you.
It's Jennifer from Tampa. I just want to say with last episode, Perez, I was so embarrassed hearing Booker talk to you about being professional and about how you shouldn't have called out Adele's team. I got really embarrassed because, Perez, you and I have a very similar personality type. And hearing what Booker was saying to you was giving me flashbacks of things people are saying to me. And I really respect people that are honest and true. And if they're not sorry, they don't fake it, you know? And I really love that about you, how genuine you are. But unfortunately, people that have an attitude like me and you, like, it holds us back sometimes. And like, I've talked to a therapist about this. It's a real problem. I've missed a lot of things in my life because I was like putting my foot down, thinking I was being honest and doing the right thing. When, like, you know, I get so blinded by that, I'm not listening to people like Booker. So, I mean, take that however you want. I don't ever agree with Booker most of the time, but I felt like I had to say this. It makes me feel better too.
I want to
All right.
say that.
All right, go ahead. Say. Go
I,
ahead.
I want to say that, you know, our listeners and viewers are so smart.
They are.
And the majority of them,
Especially her.
the majority of them have an issue with Booker thinking he knows it all and he's smarter than everybody. So
Yeah. This is the guy that every episode says I'm a dope. Okay. I say I'm a dope. I literally last week said, I know I'm stupid. So there. I did get one call and I should have marked it. Someone, and I believe it was from either Pittsburgh or somewhere in Pennsylvania. It's one of my people. I wish I just have too many calls. Oh, wait a minute. I could probably see the area code. Hold on. 412 would be, this might be it. And bear with me if it's not. I'm sorry. I'll just address it if not.
Hello, guys. This is Emmanuel from Paris. I've been listening to you for years.
No, but I love her voice. I wish it was her, but no. Anyhow, she said something about Adele, that her and her friends, she doesn't make a lot of money, and they all went to Vegas, and she ended up with like, fuck you, Booker, at the end of the call. And so to her and to anyone, I apologize. And let me tell you why I apologize. Because my assumption was that, and I think I sort of brought it up on the show, that I believed that first night Vegas would be nothing but,
I said you were wrong about that.
And you did. But my assumption was first night Vegas, the casino has paid her millions of dollars. They gave her everything she wanted. And typically in that situation, something I also happen to know about, typically in that situation, the hotel or the people that buy it, they give them to their high rollers first. And I figured, what, a couple hundred people are probably going to get tickets. But back to your point, you asked, they didn't even answer you. We have friends that asked that didn't answer. This thing was an explosion waiting to happen prior to all of this stuff. But anyhow, this was one person that actually was our listener. They got on a plane with her friends and was let down. So I apologize to her. My assumption was that mostly it was just a bunch of millionaires that the casino comped on night one, because they typically have the right to do that. So I'm sorry you got bilked. So there you go.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Another great week. Thank you to that one listener who shares our show with all her friends. Please keep sharing us. And if you want to call 800-721-1185. Have a great week, everybody. Are you not done?
No, I'm done.
Oh,
I was just trying to find the call.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I find it, I'll play it at the end of the show. But there you
can
go.
Find it.
No, it's fine. You were wrapping it up. It's great.
All
Sorry, I
right.
wasn't paying attention.
thought
I
you
was
were-
listening.
I thought you were gonna play it or whatever.
I don't know. I'm good.
All right.
Good week, everybody. Bye.
All right, take care.
See ya. Thanks.
The end of the audio popped out again there at the end. I
Yeah,
hope
I
it.
don't know. I don't know why that it did catch it. Just switched to my
Yeah.
other microphone. I don't know why the hell that happened.
I hope it still stays on your Zoom feed. I mean, I can stop this feed. It's useless without your other feed.
All right.
Okay, just send me that, and I'll do it tomorrow. You can do it whenever.
Okay.
It's not
Bye.
until Monday. All right, see you.
Yeah.